Let's go. 2 crab, please.
I've been a chef for over 50 years.
Service.
And I've come to realise that the food we eat tells a story about who we are.
So I'm on a mission to find out what we all like to eat today.
Oh, that is good.
From our traditional dishes
Long live the Yorkshire pudding.
to those we've made our own.
I mean, that is multifaceted Britain on one page.
I'll meet producers,
There you see a robot just picking them.
I find a lot of craft beers too hoppy. Don't know why, but it tastes all right.
some of our best chefs,
We're picking scurvy grass.
Crikey.
Pretty punchy.
plus those keeping traditions alive.
We've just got to finish. I have no hope.
I'll see how food brings us together.
Dig in.
Lovely, that sort of hot garlic. Fabuloso.
And from my home in Padstow, I'll bring you great dishes of my own.
Love stuff like this. So join me as I unearth the stories behind the food we all love to eat today.
Today, I'm in Yorkshire, God's own country. This huge historical county in the north of England is famous for such places as Whitby, said to be the inspiration for Dracula, and the city of York, home of York Minster, one of the most magnificent cathedrals in the world. And it also gave us the Bronte sisters, who wrote some of our best-loved novels, including Wuthering Heights, set in the rugged hills of the Ridings. Yorkshire is so large today that it's made up of 4 different counties. Yet to many, it's still known and loved simply as Yorkshire. I couldn't make a TV series on British cuisine without talking about one of Britain's best-loved dishes, known the world over. It's been famous in this country for well over 300 years, and I would guess it's in the top 10 of everybody's loveliest things to eat. I wonder if you can guess what it is. My destination? A Michelin-starred pub on the edge of the Yorkshire moors called the Star Inn.
All right today then? Yeah, under control. Busy day ahead.
Chef patron Andrew Pern has been cooking here for 27 years.
Do you know, if somebody said, what would you really like to talk about British food, I would say Yorkshire puddings. And here I am, about to watch the perfect Yorkshire pudding being made. So what quantities there? I mean...
So equal quantities of flour.
That's simple.
Yeah, exactly. Not rocket science, you know, as chefs we like it like that. Local eggs, free-range eggs here, fantastic. Full fat milk and plain flour. Equal quantities, and it seems to work. Okay, here we go. Plenty of air in it as well. That's the beauty of the handheld blender.
Yeah.
It's not as good for the biceps.
It's crucial to get your fat sizzling, so preheat your dripping in a muffin tray at 180 degrees. Then the puds need to go in for about 20 minutes.
Just got this poem that I found in praise of Yorkshire puddings. Light brown moon in a gravy sky, round O of delight on a big white plate. Floppy as a vest if you get 'em early. Sounds very Yorkshire to me. Hard as a wall if you get 'em late.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, and joining me is pudding expert Elaine Lem, who's written a whole book about them.
Oh, I say.
We can't eat Yorkshire pudding without gravy.
No, of course not.
No. Wow, what lovely Yorkshire pudding.
They are great.
Wow.
This is so good.
You see them sometimes and they're enormous, toppling off a plate, but To me, a Yorkshire pudding should look like that. It's just a lovely size. It's got really soft bottom and crispy around the top. That really is a textbook Yorkshire pudding.
I couldn't agree more. Tell me about a Yorkshire pudding. What is so special about it?
I think it is part of our heritage, and it goes back centuries and centuries. It's nothing new, and initially it wouldn't even look like this. Is this back in the day, in the sort of the 16th, 17th century? They had what was a forerunner to the Yorkshire pudding, which was actually a dripping pudding. So then meat would be roasted. I know we call this a Sunday roast, don't we? But we don't roast the meat anymore. We bake it. So a roast, you know, on a big spit, and underneath a big tray to catch the drippings. So they just used to pour this batter in, which made a thick, sort of stodgy pudding, which I can only imagine must have tasted incredible.
Why do you think it stood the test of time? I mean,
if I speak for myself, it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's childhood, it's memories of family, and I think that's true for a lot of people. It brings family together, it's hearty, and it's simple. It's really, really simple to make.
long live the Yorkshire pudding.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The classic Yorkshire would have been served with meat and 2 veg. But times they are a-changing. We're now eating more and more vegetarian food. Sales of meat substitutes are at an all-time high, and the UK market is the largest in Europe. I'm off to meet a Yorkshireman who saw this coming.
I'm on a very interesting trip because I'm going to a tofu kitchen. Now, I think there's a bit of a tofu revolution happening in this country. I mean, the place I'm going to sells £22 million worth of tofu a year, and that is about 100 tonnes a week. Now, 10 years ago, can you imagine anywhere selling anything like that sort of tofu? And I think it's just very indicative of our changing tastes in food.
The pretty Yorkshire market town of Malton is home to the country's biggest tofu producer. Owner David Nibbs had a background working for big food corporations. When he and his wife bought the company, tofu was not widely accepted.
We came to it 7 years ago, and the market was tiny, and that was kind of what excited Lydia and I about it. Was we just didn't feel like Britain loved tofu, and it needed a company that could help people love it, and so that's what we set out to do.
It wasn't just you noticed a nice little chink in the market, then?
Well, I mean, yeah, there was a gap, but it was because nobody loved it.
You're tofu nuts.
Well, we love it.
As demand grew and they got their product into the supermarkets, the business rocketed. Dave's now selling 14 million packs of the stuff a year.
We start with dried soybean, which we can see here. They're blown into these large tanks. We put 700 kilos in a tank, and they soak for 12 to 14 hours.
When I came in here, it smells like, it could be chicken in here. It smells like chicken stock.
It's got a very savoury smell to it. You know,
it's not boring.
No, it's got a very, well, it's a very beany smell, I always describe.
Once soaked, the beans are transported off to be ground. Tofu originated in China, and because of the milk it's made from, produced when the beans are crushed, it's sometimes called Chinese cheese.
Soy milk's going into those cauldrons, and then we're adding the coagulant. And it's like a cheese-making process, very similar.
What is the coagulant?
So it's basically an extract of sea salt called nigari. It's dropping the pH in the milk, and that allows the curd to develop.
The curds are gently hand-cultivated. They're then drained of most of the liquid whey, and then the curd is pressed into large blocks, which are then compacted.
It's called the Tower of Tofu. It's going to lift up to the top, and then we're going to press the curd out.
So it's like a giant press then, really?
Huge press, yeah.
And what I'm really liking is just the sort of gnarly look of this tofu. I'm not really into sort of vegetarian things that are made to look like something else, like veggie burgers. Tofu is tofu. It's not trying to be a meat substitute. It is what it is.
Now, when it comes to flavour, tofu is often accused of being a bit bland, but Dave and wife Lydia are determined to convince me otherwise.
So this is the, what do you call it? The
Naked tofu.
Naked. It's got quite a lot of flavour, hasn't it? I mean, it's not neutral.
It has got that nice beany taste to it, actually.
Beany, yeah.
Is what I would describe it as, yeah.
So that's a native. That's what, smoked?
That's the smoked one, yeah. It's just slightly been brined and then smoked for
That's really
4
good.
hours.
So why do you think it's taken off in the last, what, 5 years, 10 years? Do you think it's more young people then? Or
Ah, definitely young people, and you know that's a Mexican dish there, tofu
With
tofu
nachos?
with nachos, barbecue sauce.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Younger people are more interested in sustainability, they're more interested in where their food comes from. So we think people's palates are broadening. We also think eating less meat is part of the future.
I agree. And that little nice feeling in the back of your mind that it's healthy food. You're doing people a big, big favour by making it more popular.
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations. Love it.
Thank you.
I brought a chunky slab of their tofu back to base, where it will star in a best-selling dish that is not only loved by us Brits, but all over the globe. Pad Thai. There's even a World Pad Thai Day, the 7th of November, if you want to pop it in your diary. And if the future is vegetarian, as Dave and Lydia predict, trust me, this is the recipe you'll need.
Right, first the tofu. Just going to fry this till it's nice and brown.
Now add some garlic. I like to grate the cloves straight into the oil.
It's lovely, that sort of smell of hot garlic. OK, that's looking really nice and brown now.
I've pre-cooked the rice noodles so they're ready to chuck in.
So now what I'm going to do is just put a tiny bit more oil in here and make some scrambled egg. I like this sort of cooking. It reminds me of the old restaurant days, you know, everything has to be done at breakneck speed, and so I guess it's the way I like to cook generally. Shush it around a bit. Egg's very important in this, just makes it a lot richer. Lovely, lovely.
Next, add the sauce. I've mixed together palm sugar, fish sauce, tamarind, chili sauce, and chili flakes. Then in go the spring onions.
Bean sprouts.
Now I'm going to add coarsely chopped peanuts and top it off with some fresh coriander.
Bit of a stir up now. Oh, smelling so good. As soon as the coriander gets in there, it's sort of like you're in Bangkok. Fabuloso. Well, that was fun to make. I really like making dishes so quick like that. It satisfies me. Excuse me, I'm going to bite this. Oh, I do think this tofu goes together to make a fantastic dish. You sort of feel really healthy eating it. You know you're going to wake up in the morning, get on the scales and say, that is great. I had a lovely big plate of pad thai and I've lost weight.
Of course, that's just wishful thinking. Back in Yorkshire, and my next stop is Leeds, the UK's 4th largest city. And I'm delighted to be following in the footsteps of one of my all-time heroes.
Now then, if you've watched any of my programmes set in Cornwall, you all know that I'm very fond of the poet John Betjeman. And you might have thought, as I mentioned him so often, that I left him behind in Cornwall, but no, he had a lot to say about Leeds.
Dear old John came right here to City Square in the 1960s to indulge his passion for classic British architecture. But his favourite spot was tucked away amongst the city's back alleys. Whitelocks, Leeds' oldest pub, which he said represented the very heart of the city. I'm so excited to be here, not least because it serves a wonderful old Yorkshire bitter that's as popular as ever.
That is the very, very heart of great British beer. Timothy Taylor's landlord. Timothy Taylor was in fact a tailor, and he started brewing beer in 1858. Many think because his brother-in-law died from drinking dirty water. In those days, beer was a lot safer than water to drink. But thank goodness he did, because as far as I'm concerned, Timothy Taylor's is one of the best beers in the country, and more importantly, a Yorkshire beer.
One of my favourite beers. It's still the same now as it ever was. But in Betjeman's day, Leeds certainly didn't have the variety of food there is today. Known as the foodie capital of the north, it has a thriving contemporary food scene. The city has a dish for every palate.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
From innovative street food where you can get the world on a plate,
This is a Caribbean goat curry. It's delicious.
to the fabulous food stalls of Kirkgate, Europe's biggest indoor market. And Michelin-starred fine dining.
It's great to see all these different types of food. I mean, I've just enjoyed everything I've tried. I think it's a real testimony to the ethnic diversity there is in Leeds.
But of all the world cuisines you'll find here, the best represented are those from the Indian subcontinent. In the 1950s, Indians, Pakistanis and Bangladeshis flocked to the area. And thankfully, they brought their wonderful food with them. Since we had our first taste, we've never looked back. The 1970s saw an explosion of curry houses. But now there's a new wave of Indian cuisine. Bundobust in Leeds is in the top 10 of Time Out's Indian restaurants in the UK. It started as a pop-up 10 years ago and is run by Bradford-born friends Mayo and Marco.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So we've got the chole sag, the bhajis, the bel curry, the aloo gobi paratha. Fantastic.
Mayo designs the menu, which is all from the western state of Gujarat, famed for its bold vegetarian dishes. Far from your run-of-the-mill curry.
So good, so colourful.
Just a light lunch.
Right. So what's this one then?
That's our chart. So layers of samosa pastry,
Yeah.
chickpeas, potato, tamarind, yoghurt.
Oh.
It's just really textural.
So it's a texture as well as a sort of combination of sort of sweet and sour. Great crunchiness. Okra. And lots of people don't like okra because it tastes a bit like sort of phlegmy, but this is crisp.
Yeah, so we sort of
Beautiful.
dry them out
Do
for
you?
a little while. Coat them in the gram flour, spice them up, and then it's just perfect beer food.
Such good food, this.
Their concept is to combine inexpensive vegetarian street food with specially brewed craft ales and served in a modern canteen-like setting.
So that's the coriander pilsner,
Right.
our session pale ale. Go for it, Rick.
Let's just try this.
That's a good one to start with.
Marco's the brains behind the beers.
It's a lovely, clean beer. What you that's got coriander in it.
Yeah, it's toasted coriander seeds,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
give it kind of a citrusy,
Yeah.
toasty flavour, and it plays on the hops that we use. Quite well balanced as well. We don't like to make the flavours too extreme. It's all about, you want to drink it, you might want to drink another one, and you might want to drink another one after that, so let's keep the balance right.
Yeah. How does this evolve from curry houses? I mean, how come you're cooking food like this, which I would never have tasted in a sort of flock wallpaper place 20 years ago?
I think from the curry house to then having this variety of food, I think it really genuinely comes down to just eyes being open to regionality. You know, travelling through India just as you have, the flavours change literally as soon as you hit another border.
Working hard behind the scenes is head chef Gopi Singh. He's going to show me how he makes one of their most popular dishes.
Yeah, very good.
A mouth-watering mashup of Indian spices and a quintessentially northern ingredient, mushy peas. It's called ragda.
What are these spices then?
So this is all the spices which makes our garam masala.
All these spices?
Yeah. It's 19 in total.
19?
Yeah.
My garam masala's got 7. So this looks amazing.
Gopi's special selection of spices is dry roasted.
The smell is fantastic.
Then put through the grinder.
If you're making a curry, for want of a better word, because we know the Indians don't use the word curry, a garam masala, freshly made, is the best way of giving it authenticity.
Gopi adds turmeric and salt to some pre-soaked marrow fat peas and pressure cooks the lot. He fries up ginger and green chilies with the garam masala.
I love pressure cookers because it's so efficient and so quick. But it's a bit like a sort of being, the way it sort of hisses at you every now and then. I was thinking going to Iceland and the geezer suddenly go whoosh. And of course that is the warning that we're up to pressure. And without that, we'd have an explosion. All faithful. He's off again. Shush! It's fantastic. So what, you're adding the very mushy,
mushy
peas?
Mushy peas.
Once the peas are mixed with the spices, they're ready to be dished up, along with spiced potato cakes, fresh tomatoes and onions, crispy noodles, and sweet tamarind sauce.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. You really wouldn't want to be eating a lot of meat with food like this because you'd be perfectly satisfied anyway.
That's for me the rubber stamp to say, right, it's just good food that happens to be vegetarian.
British people just love Indian food. Why do you think that is, and do you think that love will continue?
Yeah, definitely will continue. I think the reason why it's so popular is because I think Indians, Pakistanis, Bengalis, and that eating culture, I think that's probably why we have a taste for it. And that piquant, spicy, salty, punchy flavour, it's addictive, isn't it?
It's almost the way that we all love each other's food. It shows how integrated we are. I think you're onto it with food like this.
Oh, thank you so much.
It sort of brightens up Leeds, doesn't it? So coming on a slightly rainy day in Leeds, do you think?
It's getting brighter.
Oh, good.
With all those wonderful flavours tickling my taste buds, I'm inspired to cook a vegetarian version of one of Britain's favourite curries. A jalfrezi with paneer and Indian cheese. A recent restaurant survey had jalfrezi topping the charts as the UK's most popular Indian dish. It's so easy to make. I hope you'll give it a go.
First of all, I'm going to make a garam masala.
While Gopi's deluxe blend had 19 spices, my own concoction has a mere 7.
Cinnamon sticks, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, whole cloves, black peppercorns, nutmeg, and finally cardamom seeds. So you have to get the seeds out of the pods.
In a dry frying pan over a medium heat, chuck in all the spices.
The point of roasting spices is you get this lovely
toasty aroma from all of them. They only need a couple of minutes. Then I like to grind mine with a mortar and pestle. Next, grate some nutmeg.
Ah, the yeast in a mortar. Right, let's go and make the jalfrezi now. Oil in the pan.
Start by frying up cumin seeds, a whole red chilli, and some finely shredded ginger.
And now I'm going to add onions, lots of them.
I'm using 3 onions, roughly sliced.
Jalfrezi is a dish that originated in Bengal, and jal just means spicy, and frezi means fry.
Throw in some green chilli and a couple of peppers.
I think there's a lot of recipes for jalfrezi. It's a bit of a sort of catch-all, really. I mean, if you think about a stir-fry, I often do stir-fries with what is in my fridge. It's the same with jalfrezi. You can use leftover vegetables, a bit of leftover meat, if you like. It's just a spicy fry-up.
After adding chili powder, turmeric and salt, it's time for the paneer. Take care not to break it up too much. And tomatoes.
I do think that paneer is a really, really good cheese to cook with. Incidentally, if you can't get paneer, the Greek cheese halloumi is very similar. It's a bit saltier, but it holds its shape when it's cooked, just like paneer does. Now some vinegar. Some shredded ginger. Finally, the all-important garam masala. Final shake, and it's done.
If I have one tip, it's to have a go at your own garam masala. I promise it'll make all the difference.
This is really, really good. Sparky and light and crunchy and delicious. There's 2 ways of using garam masala. You can put it right in the beginning of making a curry so it blends in with the rest of the spices, but in this case, by adding it at the end, you've just got this sort of explosion of flavour. Oh, I do like paneer.
I really believe that nutritious vegetarian dishes are here to stay and will soon be creating new traditions in British cuisine. Next time, I'm in the Midlands.
So this is the very super hot chili sauce. How is it?
It is really hot.
Is it really?
Oh my gosh, that's...
The New York Times mentioned Birmingham as one of the places in the world to visit for its food, which I thought was incredible.
Oh, honestly, that is just wonderful. Perfect Indian food.